everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I feel like recently I've been thinking a lot that I am an artist, right? And my full-time job is in the creative industry. I am a visual development artist, which means every single day I have to push out world-building designs, paintings, concept art, sketches. There's like always something to create. And as an artist, I really care deeply about things coming from my heart, coming from my soul. If my soul's not in it, I really don't like creating for the sake of creating. And so how I navigate that, I will share with you today. And let's just get started. Okay, so I think the first step for me is creating a list in my head, or sometimes I even write it down, of what are my priorities in creating something. So for example, I want to paint a landscape painting today, or I want to paint a character today. Then I try to stick around that goal, but also I give myself some freedom to explore a little bit the other ones that I would like to do. So then the feeling of joy and excitement of creating that specific piece is still there, and I can kind of like pour that excitement into the other ones as well. So for example, if I have to get an environment piece done but I don't feel like doing that right now, then I would find something that I actually enjoy painting and do that first. And after coming off that like creative high, if you may, and then I kind of transfer that energy into my environment piece. And it always works somehow for me. The biggest mistake you can do as an artist is to create for the sake of creating, for the sake of feeling productive, for the sake of social media. I think somebody recently came up to me at Lightbox Expo and asked me if I would like to kind of like expand my social media a bit more, like take care of it in a way where I can gain a bunch more followers faster. And to me, I said this exact thing, I think, is that I literally do not care if I don't have social media tomorrow. If, for example, tomorrow my page is gone, I do not care. I would still be doing the same thing every single day right now, because I really enjoy the feeling of being an artist. I really love the feeling of putting paint into a canvas. I enjoy putting paint into my computer. Yeah, and those things cannot be replaced by anything. So I really want to stay true to that. And I don't really check my social media that often. I check it to post, and I try not to really read too many things, because I mean, I'm always learning by myself, so and I have like sources where I'm trying to learn. So other than that, I don't really care. And also I said to some people that met me at the expo, I was like, oh my gosh, if I never came to this experience, if I never had my first table, I would not really realize the impact art has on somebody. And now it pushes me even further, because all this time I created my art in my room for the sake of my own happiness. So the fact that it kind of inspires some people or makes them want to work harder, that inspires me even more. And I want to keep that cycle of me creating for the sake of my own happiness, my own growth, my own pursuits. And I feel like you can inspire people by staying true to yourself, because you don't want to be another, for example, you don't want to be another Van Gogh, you don't want to be another Monet. You can be your own version, and that's the beauty of being an artist, I feel like. Finding your own voice, because at the beginning of your career, it's going to be a bit muddy, and sometimes you don't know yet just what you want to do. But I feel like there's always room for you to improve and find that voice. Because even some people told me, I've been following you for the past 4 years, and it's crazy to see how much you've changed in art style, personality, and everything. And I see that too, and I just think it's kind of wholesome and funny at the same time. Creativity is like water. It flows to you, and you just have to receive it sometimes. And you can't force it at times, and when you can't force it, then you find sources of inspiration by living your life. The fact that you have not lived your life, you're just stuck in your room all the time, it's not gonna help you. my best paintings come after traveling, after I meet up with my friends, spend time reading, after I do all life stuff. And then I have the motivation, the excitement to share that with people. And or even when I'm sad, right? Sometimes I just want to share a little bit of kind of like the feeling. So if you haven't lived your life yet, it's hard to create something that feels authentic. Something I noticed in the recent years is that my art has more impact than it has ever done ever before. And I was always wondering, why is that though? Because back then I feel like I even try harder than today. Doesn't mean that today I don't work very hard, I do. I'm saying that back then I feel like the feeling of pressure was tight here. I felt the need to constantly create. I felt like the thoughts of, oh, what should I create today to make my money? What should I create to get an engagement? But today I come pretty much like this. I'm painting and I post it. I don't look at the engagement, I don't look at the likes, and I'm like, okay, here, I love it, take it or leave it. And if I hate it, the next day I'll just archive it. No big deal, I can always create something new. But during the process of creating itself, I don't let any of these thoughts affect me anymore. The fact that, I don't know, after you push yourself into that mindset of just like, I want to make this because it's fun, I want to make this because I know it can help me grow, that will change your life as an artist. And even the way I talk right now, I'm so excited just talking about it, and I'm already thinking, oh my gosh, what else am I going to create? And sometimes we just can't help it. We're just excited about what we do. That's our job as an artist, to stay passionate about this. This is a creative industry. Sometimes it's very competitive. And a lot of us are in that scarcity mindset of like, oh my gosh, if I don't do this, I won't get a job, blah, blah, blah. So you create, forcing it to fit into a certain industry or whatever it is that you want. And you want to do this like forever, long term. And you're just forcing it to the point where you're burnt out. You feel like you're just in a race that you can never finish, and you're trying to get out of it, but you don't know how. How I approach it is that I think to myself again, alright, like, why am I an artist? And why do I really like this so much? Why can't I just walk away? And to me, my answer deep down is that because in my soul, I love to share. I love to share how I feel, because I'm kind of like a private person. I don't really like to share details of my life. And the only way I share myself or like my soul is through my paintings. And so like sometimes that feeling cannot be replicated. That's the only way. That's my outlet. So do not be scared to put yourself out there, because I feel like recently some people pointed out, oh, some people's trying to copy your style, some people's trying to copy this and that, blah blah blah. And honestly, I don't really care, because I'm still going to do myself. Like, I'm still going to keep doing what I'm doing. Why does anything people do affect you that much? Because they're not real in your life. If you don't want it to be real, you literally can just think about something else, and your world exists because you think of it. And if you don't like something in your world, you can simply kind of abandon the thought of them in your life. And sometimes you might take longer to do that, and you might take a little bit more effort into like forgetting that. But once you do that, oh my gosh, how peaceful can life be once you start thinking just for you and your art. And to me, that has been the best move I've ever done in my career, in my life.